3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Josh.
It's Luke.
Hey, it's Tut.
It's Earth Eagle GT.
And we're back with Flicks and Chill. I mean, it's been like, 2 weeks? Almost 3-ish, I don't know.
How come I'm the only one with an actual
Something like
name?
that.
Everyone else uses their screen name. We're all friends here.
Preferred alias.
Preferred
Yeah,
alias?
I'll say that.
What if
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
call
I'll
you?
say-
What if
I'll say that.
What if I just call you McKinley and Antoine?
You have though, so
I'm sorry. I mean, it's your preference.
It's my preference.
well, it's too late
All
now.
right.
I can call you Yellow Lantern Luke.
Yellow Lantern Lurk.
Mr. Yellow Lantern.
All right.
Okay, anyways, I don't know where
Okay.
that
Mr.
conversation is going to go.
But
anyways, if you're, just as I always say, if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, awesome, don't go anywhere. You're going to hear the whole podcast. If you're on YouTube, though, you'll only hear about up to like the first 15 minutes. And each topic will be kind of like edited into that culminating 15 minutes. So you won't get to hear all of one topic. And honestly, you won't really get a whole show. You might be a little confused, honestly, too, because of how it has to be edited. So you go over to SoundCloud. Link will be in the description and probably repost in the comment section below. Because we actually have a pretty cool show for you today. I mean, I feel like it kind of makes up in a way for not being around for like the past 2 weeks. But our first topic is talking about the Transformers 5 kind of plot leak thing that came out. The second topic is the Power Rangers casting, which was very exciting and very unexpected. Yeah. And then the third one is a nice topic, less newsy and more just kind of, looking at how Hollywood is right now and, the whole film industry right now and China's growing influence over that. And that's very evident with the newest World of Warcraft movie and also Pacific Rim 2. And we'll talk more about that when we actually get to the topic. So that's just so you guys understand what we're going to be going into today. Without further ado, let's get into it. So Transformers 5, guys. We've talked about it before. We had Marvel Luke on here. There is some passionate opinions about the movie, other not really giving a fuck about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like on one hand Marvel Luke, very passionate, other hand DC Luke doesn't really care. So so basically just to recap this Transformers 5 plot thing that's been getting more traction since props and set photo stuff has been coming out for the newest Transformers because they're filming right now. And basically the way it's going from the sound of it is that all the King Arthur, Merlin, all that stuff, the magic behind it, the magic behind that mythology essentially, isn't magic. It's advanced science from the Cybertronians. And Excalibur, the sword that King Arthur famously uses, that is also Cybertronian technology. And I'm really hoping they're not trying to make that the sword Optimus Prime has. No, I wouldn't be surprised if they did though. Like somehow they just retconned that to be Excalibur, but
oh my god.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this, especially because they go into also like Optimus is off Earth, and Bumblebee's leading group of Autobots. Galvatron is now Megatron again, so they're not keeping the Galvatron thing going, which I mean they kind of have to explain that because they made a whole big deal about how Galvatron was like basically Megatron 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
So is this like Megatron 3.0 or is this the old Megatron? Because they said he's gonna be like a Cybertronian spacecraft again, and I'm trying to come up with like how they're gonna do this because it's interesting that we finally have a movie that has no reason to have humans in it because Optimus leaves for space at the end to find their creator, whatever have you. And somehow it still takes place on Earth. So they find a way, I guess. Which, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm not really excited for this movie at all. I'm more just kind of like I'm just existing in this. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of whelmed. Maybe underwhelmed is a good word.
What?
Man, they can just keep this bullshit. I don't want this.
I mean, Transformers 4 really killed my spirits. I mean, that movie was like almost 4 hours long. I remember sitting there. It was the first movie I actually left the theater thinking to myself, this movie was too long. Because like sometimes like the movie is really long, but you find a way to justify that in your head. like, oh, they needed that and they needed that. This movie was just like, it was way too long, and I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this movie, especially with this Merlin stuff.
Uh-huh.
No, I just at this day and age, are we really surprised?
No.
Is this a surprise?
No.
Did we all think, how could they possibly do this? The last fucking movie had a robot with nuts and bolts beard and a racist Asian one, so
Well,
you know,
as usual, I tend to like everything. So, I mean, I honestly have
Of
no
course.
problems with those movies.
No, don't get me wrong.
I honestly enjoyed
The
them
last
for
one-
what they are. For what they are. Like,
yes, for
I know
what they
they're
are.
not the best movies.
What
but they
is
are
it, though?
entertaining.
What is it though?
They are entertainment. They are
Well,
entertainment.
What I'm
Okay.
confused about now is, so how involved were the Cybertronians in like humankind's affairs, like
I'm gonna
going
cut out-
into the past now?
I'm
Because
gonna. I
in
think I'll just
Transformers
say,
1, in
I just
Transformers, in
Go,
Transformers
just go.
1, it made it seem like Cybertronians never really had contact with Earth until Megatron crash landed on Earth. Like, that's what Transformers 1 made it seem like. Then Transformers 2 made it seem like, oh, by the way, ancient Egypt and shit, yeah, Cybertronians. And then,
Don't forget the moon, though. In Transformers 1, that was the
okay.
original trailer.
yeah, and then, like, the moon 2, Transformers, like, they happen to run into Cybertronians. And then it's like, why they stop going to space? Cybertronians. And it was like all those awesome, like, you know, engineering feats over like the 20th century and the 21st century really just reverse engineering Megatron. And it was like, also, just in case you didn't know, now King Arthur, all that shit, Cybertronians.
Yes.
Apparently, King Arthur isn't fiction; it's fact in that world.
That
And apparently, it came from Cybertron.
was
That's already weird enough.
It was.
I mean, I
real.
kind of don't like that. I don't like when they always do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if Marvel
make
were to just
shit?
be like, everything was descended of Thor. You know what I mean? Like, they almost did that in the first Thor movie. There was a scene that got taken out last minute, but it was like Kat Dennings' character was asking, I think, Volstagg. She was saying, "Why do you speak English just like us?" And he responded, "Who do you think taught you English?" And they took it out, luckily, because it won't have been one of those things where it's like, are you just kind of being like, it's a little too coincidental, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure
it's
someone
too
would have took it out of
connected.
context.
Cybertronians
like, brought it
should
to,
not
like,
be that
religion and
connected
whatnot.
with humankind's.
I mean, I just feel
History.
like Transformers movies just shouldn't be made. Period. But that's just me.
I think they should be animated movies.
No,
They really
like 'em.
should be.
not even then. I don't even care about.
No, because all the animated stuff has been pretty solid, really.
I don't-
mean,
I don't-
besides the obvious kid ones.
I don't care.
I mean, like, you have the video games that are pretty solid. And you have
Video games are
obviously
fun.
look.
Some of the animated movies and TV shows have been pretty solid too.
Okay, but it's like the movies have just made it to where I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care about Transformers anymore. These movies have just made me exhausted. I just don't care anymore.
Well, let me ask you guys this question, because obviously this topic is like, we don't care about this topic at all. It's just kind of there, just so we can it's just something we have to go over.
If they bring back
this
Shia
major movie
LaBeouf,
stuff.
I will watch the movie. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's all I'm
I
gonna
was
say.
saying that.
Because Shia
No.
LaBeouf is amazing and he's crazy and he'd be perfect. That's all.
We just
Remember when he was like the Jesus of Transformers
Yes.
universe?
Yes.
remember when the gods
With Wiki.
What happened to
Remember when-
Megan Fox in the Transformers universe either?
she left.
I always find that hilarious.
She became
this
an
is-
ex.
This is kind of going on a tangent, but going off topic a little bit with the actual Transformer stuff we're talking about or supposed to talk about. But I love how the movie before they replaced her, they made a huge deal of being like, she's the one, and like they were having hard times, but they got over it because, you know, they love each other and all that stuff. They went through all that shit just for the next movie to be like, yeah, they're not together anymore.
Yeah, and it was like some BS
I mean, you
reason.
could
It
say the
was
same
like, she
thing
just didn't
about,
wanna
like-
stay, and then she just left. It's like,
So, you could say the same thing about like Pepper Potts though in like Civil War. Like
Well, I
Iron Man
mean-
3 made it seem like
Well,
they were
I
like
mean,
set.
that makes sense. I mean, if
Okay,
my
but,
significant
like-
other create a killer robot that almost destroyed the world, I'd want a little break too. Like,
Okay,
come on.
I also want to point out though, McKinley, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
in Transformers Space 3 space Jesuses literally told him she is the one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I just think both are equally stupid, but that's just movie and cinema logic.
Well, I mean, like in the Marvel one,
So,
it is
I mean,
dumb.
when people
but,
don't come back, they have to give an explanation.
Yeah, and of course, this one was she just left, and I mean, like,
Yeah.
it was just so dumb because they replaced her. Like, they replaced her with somebody. I feel like it was on bad terms because in that same movie, they kept
It was
saying
on bad terms.
Yeah,
because
they said
Megan
the
Fox
mean
called
girl.
Michael Bay a Nazi or something.
Yeah,
like that.
but didn't she come back in a different?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she's in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which
she
she produces.
apologized.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
heavily
they
apologized.
rekindled.
There you go. So I mean, it was like that's a slight against her. That's going to always be there in a movie, but it's a movie that no one will watch, so it's fine.
I mean, it's not like she really is doing anything else noteworthy with her acting career. I mean, she kind of tried doing her own, like, being a leading actress in movies, like with Jennifer's Body and stuff, but really besides the actual Jennifer Body's aspect of Jennifer's Body, there really wasn't anything else going on.
I think she's an okay actress. I think she just gets she's seen as only eye candy now, so she can't get
It's the typical role.
Because
Yeah, she
doesn't
can't
try
get
to
anything else.
She doesn't actually try getting roles to actually push her acting ability.
I think she does. I just don't think
she
people
stays in
hire
a super
her.
safe zone.
Well, I mean, like I don't. Again,
I just don't think
haven't
people
seen
hire her.
She has that look.
No, she has that look, sure,
and that appeal that's gotten her money so far.
and it's like
So it's like typecasting. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
typecasting. That's a good word for it.
maybe she's tried other
Pulling Adam
roles and
West,
well,
but
maybe
for Megan Fox.
maybe she's tried other roles and she's just not good, so she doesn't get them. I don't know. I think there's a lot of explanations to look at.
We are not her agent.
No, we are not. But
Speaking of things we are not Power Rangers, unfortunately.
I wish.
Because I feel like that'd be a really fun thing to do.
Unfortunately.
But speaking of Power Rangers, see how I did that tangent there? Such a shitty tangent.
we need Will.
Yeah, so Bryan Cranston, the one who knocks, is Zordon.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's
the thing.
okay.
I saw a funny video on that earlier, where they actually had that little speech going on.
Yeah, IGN
With
did
him in the
that.
thing. Yeah, that was
So,
pretty funny.
how many of us are thinking he's doing this for money
Yes.
more so than it's actually like a really good movie that he is wanting to be a part of?
I think he doesn't.
Yes.
He knows he doesn't have to prove himself anymore acting wise, so he's pretty much gonna do anything he wants to. It might not even necessarily be about the money. It's just like, oh, I know what Power Rangers are. I kind of like them. I'll do it. Like, I don't think he
Remind you,
cares.
Bryan Cranston was supposed to be Everett Ross in Civil War, and somehow
Was
that
he
didn't
supposed to
work
be
out.
Luther,
Like it
too?
was to the point where they did concept art with him.
I mean, good thing because that was a pretty useless fucking role.
No, but I mean he's supposed to have a larger role in Black Panther. Anyways, though,
Just slam
Power
barging it right
Rangers.
there.
I am excited for this movie, cautiously excited, just because I want to see live action, like actually high quality production Zords.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool to
pretty
see,
cool.
honestly.
No, I want a man in a suit. If it's not a man in a suit, I don't care.
Luke, your popular is so unpopular. Your opinion is so unpopular. I can't
There
even
you
talk.
go.
The grammar. Oh no.
Fuck.
It has disappeared.
No,
it has knocked back.
Yes, my
I've done too
opinion.
much meth.
My opinion is a very unpopular one.
I get
Probably because I don't give a shit about Power Rangers. I just like looking at those guys in suits waddle around like babies.
Luke has evolved into Savage Luke again.
Luke is just so cynical today.
I'm not even cynical. I just don't give a shit about Power Rangers. It's just dumb. Just people
He's
in
just so
dumb suits.
apathetic.
They're just
Luke
people
is just
in
like whatever.
It's people in dumb suits fighting like wart monsters, and they go into a robot and they fight the bigger wart monster. Like it's fine, whatever.
It's
I
deeper
don't
than
care.
that. It's deeper than that.
Is it really?
I
Is
call
it
it
really
American
deeper than that?
Gundams.
Well,
It's the
I don't.
American
know.
Gundam.